Welcome back. I hope that you enjoyed the video on World War II rationing, and I would probably be safe to say maybe some of you even learned something from the digital story and what is told. Next week we actually will start your own digital storytelling project, and you'll be creating something similar, not quite on this topic probably or anything, but you get the idea of kind of how creating videos and the power that students can have in terms of expressing what they found out about content and using a video format. So what I'd like to do with this now is really think about, okay, what if Joni was in the classroom, and she was, and used this assignment, what were her learning objectives, lesson objectives for something like this? And so just as a little bit of review, what I'd like to share with you are the objectives that she had for this project. The first thing that we would probably think about is, or the big issue here is that what we want to do now in a lesson plan is, as we write lesson objectives, our goal is to let those objectives help guide the development of the assessments, okay, so that those two are aligned. So let me start with this first. The first objective she had is, after reading the book The Wall by Eve Bunting, students will research and gather at least 5 important and accurate pieces of information related to a war topic. Okay, so very, very nicely structured. If we think back to our parts of a lesson plan, after reading the book The Wall by Eve Bunting, that's the condition. I could then rhetorically ask you, where is the behavioral verb here? Research and gather. I can actually observe students researching and gathering information. And now if I asked you, what are the criteria? At least 5 important and accurate pieces of information related to the war topic. Okay? As we think about that, then, what really happens is that criteria is very, very important to us, because it is those criteria that we can use for assessment purposes. If students build projects, those are the criteria that we use to judge those projects, okay? So that's why lesson objectives are so important, and then assessment is so important, so that we align them and we know exactly what we're looking for when we teach it to the students, okay? So let me share 2 other objectives with you. After researching a war topic using online and printed resources, students will plan and create a digital video that describes someone's story that includes at least 3 accurate pieces of information found while researching their topic. Okay, so that was another one. Okay, and then her third objective was, after hearing a war veteran share his or her story and experiences, students will work collaboratively to create a digital video. After the project is completed, each student will evaluate project partners on their contributions and ability to work with others. Okay, so what we have are 3 objectives now that are aligned with, the idea. So what we've got here are, if Joni had a lesson plan for us, here are her 3 objectives to that lesson plan. And then what you have viewed is an example of a project that students would create to meet these criteria, okay? And so really now what you need to do as a next step, and actually this would be step 5, everybody, and not step 4, as it's listed on the online materials for the flipped lecture. Go to step 5 and complete the Google form. And what you will be asked to do in that Google form is to identify the criteria in those objectives, okay? So just kind of think about it, condition, verb, and criteria. All we're worried about now are the criteria, and then you'll just write those in the form. I just want to, it's just kind of a formative assessment on, okay, do they remember what that would be? And then those criteria are going to be important as we move forward in developing the assessment tools, okay? So go ahead and do that now.